intoxicated.
Rip Blaster. Tank. Destroyed, bruh. You're like this. You shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Probable win over an Eagles team that is, dare I say, scuffling. 20-17 Seahawks over the Eagles last night. What do you make of that?
Dollar Store Drew.
Ooh,
coming in clutch.
Drew.
What a performance, because all it takes is one drive sometimes. And in a game that, in the first quarter, it looked like Philadelphia was going to find a way to really pull away, get things going offensively. Jalen Hurts then reared his ugly head in the fourth quarter. And his 17 turnovers tied for the most in the league. And Seattle just found a way defensively to stay in the game, just give themselves a chance. And all it takes is one drive, and they got it. And Drew Lock was money on that drive.
Quite money, in fact. First of all, there's a number of things here. DJ Metcalf is legit. Like legit. And I know he was hurt early in the season. When we have the conversation about best receivers in the league, do you feel a healthy DJ Metcalf's got to be in the conversation?
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
That's a top 5 guy in the NFL.
I just big, strong, fast, and goes and gets it. It makes big plays. So you got a go-to guy.
There's a lot of good dudes.
No,
at the wide
right.
receiver position, but the DK Metcalf and AJ Brown, the two guys we saw last night, they're a little different than everyone else because they are so big and physical. But yet you give them the ball, they can run away from you. And DK makes some incredible catches in traffic. The one he made down the sideline, on that final drive, woo.
Yeah. So this is big, and I don't know if it's bigger for the Seahawks or for the Eagles because of what it means to both of them, right? For the Seahawks, I firmly believe that if they would have lost yesterday, that's it, right? 5 in a row, where are they going? They're done. But now they're right there with the Rams. They're right there with the Saints. They're right there for a playoff spot, and they without their starting quarterback. Like, that one came out of nowhere, right? And for the Eagles, this was a game where, even though they lost last week, well, all right, they still have the tiebreaker on the Cowboys, and they're going to be fine. And I don't know how fine I think they are. They close out with the Giants, Cardinals, and Giants. You would think it should be 3 exhibition games, right? I mean, literally, it should be 3 exhibition games for them. I think they still win them, but I don't know that I feel good about them going into the playoffs. Do you?
No, this game is absolutely bigger for Seattle because they're in a tougher race. Philadelphia is going to the playoffs. But Philadelphia does not look like a team that can win multiple playoff games.
You know, yesterday we had the conversation. Who's getting that last playoff spot in the NFC? We kind of de factoed into the Rams. Seattle closed out with Tennessee on the road, Steelers at home, and then the Cardinals. They should. I mean, look now. They should. They just lost 4 in a row. They lost the Rams, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Niners. Okay, you say the Cowboys, the Niners are better than them. Before that, they lost to the Ravens. So they lost 5 of their previous 6. Ravens beat the Commandos. Rams, Niners, Cowboys, Niners, right? But they're like everybody else who might be a playoff team. They beat the teams that are better. There's a separation line. There's a absolute separation line in the NFL this year of teams that are decent and teams that are not. And then the separation line of teams that are good, I think, is one in each conference, right? Are you convinced anybody but the Niners and the Ravens are really good right now?
Buffalo.
And right now, Buffalo's outside the playoffs.
I know.
I think Buffalo's good, too.
I think the Niners are better than everyone.
And I agree with you. But is there anybody else? So are the Ravens on their level, or are the Ravens on a separation level in the AFC? Like when you look at the AFC and you say, okay, fine, they're not the Niners, but is there anybody that's as good as the Ravens right now? I mean, are you ready to say Kansas City? It's hard to totally say no, but boy, they're scuffling.
I would have Baltimore a little bit ahead of everyone else in the AFC.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. Right? And then there's the separation line between the next group and the bad. Right? There's a group of the Chargers and the Raiders and the Titans and the Steelers now, I think, and the Jets and the Patriots, which is bad. And then everybody else is between that and the Ravens, right? Seattle jumps into that group in the NFC yesterday. Seattle, the team that I told you going into the season I loved, with a backup quarterback, your guy, Drew Lock. It kills you every time I say that, doesn't it?
It kills me because I know we being the Broncos, would have the same amount or more wins than they have over the last 2 years with Russell Wilson. So it makes me wonder what if. It's a very tough
What
pill.
if you stayed with Drew Lock?
Yeah,
Well, you would have drafted a quarterback last year.
perhaps. I mean,
Absolutely.
Drew Lock won one game last night. Let's slow down.
Yeah. I mean, Drew Lock had one drive last night. Slow down, right?
You got to understand, though, in Denver, we had this whole campaign, Drew or Teddy. Like, this goes
No, I
way
remember
deeper than
that.
one game.
I remember that. I mean, retrospect is so crazy sometimes, right? The perspective of hindsight, because really, Drew or Teddy? Like, that's going to be your future? And you look now a few years later and go, wait a minute, Drew who? Teddy what? Like, what were you even doing? So, yeah, if you'd have stayed with Drew Lock, you'd have drafted a quarterback last year. Whether it was Will Levis, because he'd have slipped to wherever you were in the first round, or you'd have traded up to get Bryce Young or something, right?
I don't know. History shows they probably would not have traded up that high.
All right, but Will Levis would have slipped to you.
Yeah, that is a very real conversation.
I mean, Will Levis slipped to the second round, so everybody with the first round pick had an opportunity at him, right? So, all right, now I'll ask you. In the NFC, I'm looking at Dallas Dallas or Philly at this point has a playoff spot, one of the wild card spots. The other two wild card playoff spots in the NFC will be whom? Minnesota's 7-7. Both Tampa Bay and New Orleans are 7-7, and one of them is going to win the division. The Rams and Seattle are 7-7. You said Green Bay yesterday; they're 6-8. The other two playoff teams in the NFC outside of the Dallas, Philadelphia non-division winner will be whom? I'm going to go with the Rams and Seattle. Seattle has the Titans, the Steelers, and the Cardinals left. The Rams, coming off of that win the other day, and look, I don't think either team is really, really good. Rams have the Saints, the Giants, and the Niners. I mean, if you tell me they got to win them all, then it's not the Rams. But I don't think any of
I don't think they have
to
to win them all.
I don't think so either. Who do you got?
I like the Rams, the Seahawks. I think the Vikings. You look at that stretch. I think for Los Angeles and Minnesota, those are 2-1 teams. Seattle's going to slip up somewhere
Okay.
down the stretch.
Maybe.
They will.
All right.
But if they do, the Vikings are sitting there, decent tiebreaker right now.
Yep.
I think Minnesota and LA.
Who do you got? He's got Minnesota and LA.
I just look at Minnesota's schedule and seeing that they have Detroit twice and they're going to be playing the Packers perhaps for a wild card in that Week 17. I think their schedule is too difficult. So I put Vikings on the outside looking in, and I'm sticking with the Packers. They have 3 very winnable games, and
Okay.
I think I'm sticking with Packers Rams.
Packers play the Panthers on the road, Vikings on the road, close with the Bears. The Bears are playing better football, dude.
They are playing better football.
Bears are not a pushover. Now they're not winning, but the Bears are playing. I mean, they're competitive. They're in position to win every week, right? They were in position to win last week.
Against a good team too.
A really good team. In fact, the ball doesn't bounce off a dude's chest laying on the ground, they win. All right, so you're on Packers Rams. You're on Vikings Rams. And I'm on Seahawks Rams. So we all got the Rams in. So don't bet on the Rams to get
Don't
in.
bet on the Rams.
Because the Rams won't get in. Really makes me nervous now. I don't know, man. Last night changed my whole perspective. Who's the favorite in the NFC other than San Francisco?
There's not one.
Who's your favorite to play at San Francisco in the NFC Championship game? Is it Dallas?
If Dallas can hold on to that 2 seed, then they can get to the NFC Championship.
So Dallas right now. Did the loss to Seattle change the tiebreaker up? Do you know?
Right now, that this morning, they're in the 2 seed.
They are.
They are.
So if they win out, if they both win out, then Dallas is the 2 seed. Dallas closes. They got to win on the road at the Dolphins. This is one of those crazy ones, right? 2 teams who've beaten up the bad and haven't beaten the good. They're going to play each other in Florida. Dallas has the Dolphins, the Lions, and then the Commandos. Way tougher than playing the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants.
It is.
Now, doesn't mean they can't win them, but way tougher. There's a problem with Philly, dude. There's something going on with Philadelphia.
They're not as good defensively this year at all. You're seeing at this point in the season, you're switching defensive play callers.
It's a
They
big deal.
demoted their defensive coordinator, and Matt Patricia's calling defensive plays for them. This is a personnel thing on that back, and that front 7 is not impacting the game the way it should be with the amount of first-round draft capital they have in that front 7, because their secondary is not good, and you're not getting the amount of pressure you want to see. And then, yeah, the offense has been off. Your Jalen Hurts has not looked great. 17 turnovers. That's as many as Josh Allen, and everyone just screams Josh Allen is broken, he's not this good, and you can't trust him, this and that. Well, Jalen Hurts is right there.
All right, a lot to do today. When we come back, why was Matt Patricia calling the plays? Nick Sirianni will tell you about that. Kenny Thomas is going to be here, kicking it with Kenny at 9 o'clock today. A ton to do, but when we return, why that shakeup, and what does that mean when you're having internal strife like that at this point in the season? Can't be good. We'll do that when we come back. Hey, for years I've been telling you about IPS, offering standing guards or 24-hour patrols to protect your home or business. You might not know IPS also installs home alarms. They've been doing this for a few years, but they wanted to remind you that if you don't have an alarm in Albuquerque, you are much more likely to be a victim of a break-in. The IPS technology team also installs video cameras to record criminals who vandalize or steal company or home property. That video will help the police in investigations, and when the bad guys see surveillance, it discourages criminal activity. Also, IPS can set up your business with access control, so the only people authorized will get into your facility. Sign up to have IPS monitor your alarm and cameras, and when they see something or the alarm goes off, it's usually 7 minutes or less before they get to your home or business to check it out. IPS provides the manpower and technology to protect you, your family, and your property as a winning combination. Their number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Santa Paws has left thousands of holiday gifts for your furry, scaly, and winged family members. Pick up a gift for a pet lover or even a new pet. Clark's has shelves full of pet beds, sweaters, toys and treats, habitats and tanks galore. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's is celebrating 50 years. Thanks to you, the Christmas Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
That Matt Patricia, the former head coach of the Lions, the former longtime defensive coordinator at New England, was calling the defenses for the Eagles last night. So why was that? Because there was a major shakeup in the whole coaching rank or hierarchy for Philadelphia last night. And I always think, man, you're making a change now. What's going on? Matt Patricia is listed as a senior assistant, not even really on the coaching staff, although, I mean, we know how that works. The defensive coordinator is Sean Desai. Nick Sirianni, the head coach, said after the game last night that Patricia now has final say over the defense. The players say they were notified of the change last week. Patricia ran the defensive meetings. Quote from the head coach, "I made the decision. I did what I thought I needed to do in the best interest of the football team. We made some adjustments there. Didn't feel like we were playing and coaching well on defense, so I made the adjustment," end quote. You were talking about how their defense hasn't been that good. look, man, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't have a problem necessarily when, to your point, you're not playing well, you make an adjustment. What are we doing, right? Keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. But that tells me there's really a problem there.
Yeah, and even before Nick Sirianni's comments post-game, there was a story that came out earlier in the day, and a team source told one of the Eagles writers that about the defensive coordinator, quote, Sean's smart and the guys like him, but he doesn't carry himself with confidence. And some players started to feel that.
That was Sean Desai. But they were talking about the defensive coordinator.
The defensive coordinator for Seattle. And that's a weird place to be in because really the players are not confident in the play caller, so it's the plays and not the play. And at this point in the season, that's worrisome.
Sure it is.
Because you're trying to point the finger, he's just calling the wrong plays. Well, this is what you have to work with. You realize what week it is in the NFL season? You're not confident, and I got you confident in yourself? Because you don't look like a championship defense. You don't look like a team that can make the plays if the offense is clicking, and the offense isn't clicking. And now there looks like a whole lot of warts on a 10-win football team.
And a 10-win football team that went to the Super Bowl last year. That was the overwhelming favorite in the NFC to get back to the Super Bowl, or at least maybe not overwhelming, but their favorite, I think, going in. Right? The Niners now have become that. Going forward, it'll be Matt Patricia. So Nick Sirianni was super coach, right, for a while. Is the shine starting to come off him a little bit? Watching everything rattle a little bit. Now, I think over the next 3 weeks, they get healthy because they're playing pretty bad football teams.
You know what it is, Jeff?
Week-to-week league?
It's sports. It's adversity. You're not always going to look like a juggernaut. Like what San Francisco does when healthy is crazy.
But they went through a 3-game losing streak.
But exactly. We can call out things with Philadelphia, but it doesn't mean Nick Sirianni can't coach. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're a terrible franchise. It is really hard to win in this week. You have 5 to 6 days where you are hyper-focused on one thing, and that is beating the team that's in front of you. That is shutting down their best player. That is taking away what they like to do. And we see it play out week after week. So I think there are fair questions about Philadelphia. I don't think this changes who Nick Sirianni is, or I think Philadelphia, when that cast is out there, can't compete with anyone. But there is a lot more question marks with that team at this point in the season than I thought we would have.
I think that's absolutely. I think it's absolute, and what we've seen, it plays out that way. All right, we're open for you now, 505-246-0610. So Cowboy fan, I don't know, it doesn't take the sting off getting smacked by Buffalo, but I don't know, does it soften the blow a little bit watching the Eagles get beat? Right?
Yes, because we're assuming that, all right, Philadelphia's going to stay a step ahead. They'll get that win on Monday Night Football over Seattle because they're playing Drew Lock. It'll be the Jalen Hurts flu game. That's not the case anymore. Dallas is right there. They got the tiebreaker, even with the tough schedule ahead. Because we're going to see the teams that are exact same. Dallas at Miami.
Yeah, that's my favorite
Something's got to give.
Yeah. Kind of one of my favorite games of the year, to be honest with you. Because it's two teams with the same exact narrative, right? They're both 10-4. They both beaten up on teams. Like I look down the schedule for, and look, I'm not blaming them for the schedule. You play who's in front of you. But the best win or the team, the best team, the team with the best winning percentage, I guess, that Miami's beaten, I believe, is the Broncos, right? The Chargers, the Patriots, the Broncos, the Giants, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Jets, the Commandos, the Jets. They lost to the Bills, the Eagles, the Chiefs, and then they lose to the Titans. So they're really good against the not good, kind of like the Cowboys until they beat the Eagles, right? Cowboys lost to that crazy loss to the Cardinals. The Niners, the Eagles, and the Bills. But until they had beaten the Eagles the other day, their best win was over the Rams. Right? Two teams that are literally kind of the same thing. Think they're contenders, Their quarterbacks are terrific. Their offenses are terrific against the bad. But what do they do against the good? Well, now they're each 10-4, and now they're playing each other. Hell, it could be a Super Bowl preview. Who knows? Or it could be a preview of two teams that go out in the second round. Best road win for the Cowboys this year is at the Chargers. They've won on the road at the Giants.
That's the same thing for the Dolphins?
Yeah, totally. But the Dolphins are going to be at home. All right? I mean, the Dolphins will be at home. On the road for the Cowboys this year, they beat the Giants 40-0, whatever. Then they lost. Well, it's not whatever. They beat the it's a big win, 40-0. They beat them. They lose to the Cardinals. They lose to the Niners. They beat the Chargers. They lost to the Eagles. They beat the Panthers. They lost to the Bills. This is a big test for the Cowboys.
Just want some confidence on the road. When the head coach is addressing it, the team is addressing it, that is something that is in their minds. When you look at the Buffalo game and the way that they were manhandled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't you don't look at Buffalo and you're like, whoa, yeah, it's a Derrick Henry type running back. No, they just gave it to James Cook 23 times, and that dude had 7 yards to carry.
Yep. All right, 505-246-0610. Man, we got through 1 million backup quarterbacks. I know 1 million might be a high number, but not that high. We're going to go through that. And Tom Brady, man, when did he become old man get off my lawn guy? He was in the league last year, right? It wasn't that long ago. Calling out quarterbacks again. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. What Tom Brady had to say next on The Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Blake's Lotto.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Rosendo Najar here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
Okay. All right, so the NFL suspended Steelers safety DeMonte Casey for the rest of the season for the hit that knocked Michael Pittman, the Colts receiver, out of Saturday's game. Brady posted on Instagram that blaming KZ is wrong and that Colts quarterback Gardner Minshew bears the responsibility for throwing a pass that had Pittman in a position where he was sure to get drilled. Quote, this is Brady now, nobody likes seeing players get hurt, but hard hits happen. Quarterbacks should not be throwing the ball in areas where they are exposing their own teammates to these type of hits. Coaches need to coach better. QBs need to read coverages and throw the ball to the right places, and defenders should aim for the right hitting areas. To put blame on the defensive player all the time is just flat out wrong. Need better QB play. It's not okay, QBs, to get your wide receivers hit because of your bad decisions, end quote. I tell you, I don't totally disagree with him this time.
I'm right there with you. Now, there's certain hits you know you can't do. But right now, if you're a defensive player in the NFL, there's a whole lot of, I tackle someone, but my weight brings them down wrong. It's called a hip drop tackle, and people want to outlaw that. I hit someone with the shoulder, but it could be a little bit high in their chest, and the flags come flying because they think it's helmet-to-helmet contact. And then you get this kind of false sense of security, and that's what Tom Brady is talking about, of being able to go over the middle, and it still is the game of football, and even if there's a flag, you're going to get a dude hurt. There's some throws that you have to understand where you're putting that football, and there is absolutely, from a quarterback standpoint, from a wide receiver standpoint, this sense of, well, I can catch it anywhere they can't.
You know, I've never played quarterback in the National Football League. And I don't have, I might just be that average white guy that Rashard Mendenhall was referring to yesterday. Right? I'm not here to criticize because I honestly, while I know it's difficult, I don't know that I have a sense of exactly how difficult it is, right? You play football and or quarterback in youth football or whatever, and yeah, it's hard there. So I don't even have a sense. Do I think Gardner Minshew tried to lay his receiver out? I think he threw a ball and he saw a window and a safety came in and hit him. Right? I'm looking at the play again. What should he just not have thrown the ball there? There was a receiver that was between layers of coverage. Man, I don't know. It's football. What is KZ supposed to do on that? I'm really, really struggling with what's right and wrong in this situation. It sucks when a guy. I look at the play again. Many of you have seen it. He rolls left. He throws the ball, and
What do you think of the hit that occurs?
I'm trying. I need another angle of it. I've only got it in fast motion from high, so I don't know that I have an opinion yet. What do you think of the hit?
It's not. So it goes back to like it's a football play.
It's a football play.
It doesn't feel malicious. It doesn't like you got dudes that are hard hitters, and KZ is got a reputation like Kareem Jackson that if the hit feels across the line, they're going to get penalized.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like it's suspendable for the rest of the season to me. You guys, here's the deal. Football's dangerous. It's a hard-hitting, dangerous sport, and I appreciate that they're trying to make it safer. I do. And
I think that helps when you hear a lot of defensive players talk. In the moment, guys that are playing the game right now, they will tell you they get the helmet stuff. They get
I think that's
needing
right.
to keep your head up. You're not leading with the crown of your helmet.
It protects
things like
them
that,
too.
Because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
But when you start getting into the hip drop tackle, when you start getting to too much body weight on a specific player, then they just start going, I don't know how to tackle someone anymore.
Well, at some point, you're going to dissolve the game so much where what will you be able to do? I understand we love shootouts. And I don't know that anybody isn't for safety. This isn't a safe game. Like, with all due respect, I'm trying to be right here, but I mean, if you don't want to get hit, play tennis.
There's non-contact sports to play. You're in this game. We look at all the injuries we've seen too at the quarterback position, and that's not because of dirty, outrageous hits. We've seen Achilles pop,
Non-contact.
wrist injuries.
Yeah. Look, it is tackle football. And guys were getting hurt back in the day because there were no rules to protect anybody, right? There were the safety equipment, helmets, pads, whatever, were not nearly what they are today. And I got to believe they'll evolve even more in 10 years from now. I told you, I was looking at the helmets from, 2006. We got all the helmets from the bowl game. And you look at just the technology. You pull the 2006 helmet off the shelf and you pull this year's helmet off the shelf. And you're like, damn, like dudes were playing it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm all about that. But with training and nutrition, guys are bigger, faster, stronger, right? Linemen are faster. DBs are bigger. I don't know what you do with tackle football. I guess you just keep penalizing the defense, man. I don't blame these guys on defense for being frustrated. I look at that and I look at that play, and I listen to Brady. Should Gardner Minshew just not have thrown that ball to a receiver who was open?
Not necessarily.
Should
I
he
think
have underthrown him?
Yeah, I think that one. You're trying to make a play, and it's not as egregious as maybe
what should
just
he have done?
Leaving the dude over the middle.
Right. This wasn't crossing. Yeah. This was out between layers of the defense, and a safety came and drilled him, which kind of is his job.
Which can happen anywhere. And I think it would make more sense if it was one of those classic just crossing routes.
Right.
They call it a hospital
and you throw
ball,
it high. Yeah.
And you leave your wide receiver out to dry. This is just a football player. I'm not going to go over the top on Minshew shouldn't have thrown the football, but it is. But talking about what Brady said, it does kind of come back to what we've seen this all season long.
So what should KZ have done there?
It's at this point, if you're a safety in the NFL,
yeah,
like they don't want you to break up passes with your body. It almost like they want you to.
But you can't break it up. Wait. So you can't break it up with your head. You can't break it up with your body.
Doesn't it feel that way? Like
so what can you do? You can only use your arms and your hands.
So it's pretty much the way it feels like for a legal hard hit.
Yeah.
Like that. There's not.
What is a legal hard hit?
I don't know if there is one anymore in the NFL when you watch some of these games, because anytime the receiver is catching a football, they're always viewed as a defenseless player. And so how are you supposed to break up the reception?
And that's what I'm asking. You can't get there, right? I'm just trying to think how he was supposed to play this. There was no way he'd get there in time to break it up with his arms, right? This is a league that marketed itself on hard hits for decades, right? The highlight tapes, this is how it marketed itself. The stills I'm seeing, dude, he didn't come in head to head. I just, for the life of me, and those of you who play defense, I'd love to hear it. Because how you were taught to play defense in your day, you can't play defense like that anymore. And I think it's evolving every single year. I don't know. I'm not looking for someone to get hurt. I'm not advocating. I'm not happy that Michael Pittman got laid out. It sucks. But that's what happens in football. I don't know, man. And I'm not. Because he's an Aztec. You're defending him. No. No. Don't push send. I don't know, man. Tell me what he's supposed to do. Look at that play and tell me how he's supposed to defend that play. Because I honestly don't know. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. You can get in on any of it. It's all there. When we come back, what's next for the Chargers? First-time coach, veteran coach. Feels like it should be a pretty attractive job, right? What's next for them at head coach on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. As the world keeps changing.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Santa Paws has left thousands of holiday gifts for your furry, scaly, and winged family members. Pick up a gift for a pet lover or even a new pet. Clark's has shelves full of pet beds, sweaters, toys and treats, habitats, and tanks galore. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's is celebrating 50 years. Thanks to you, the Christmas Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
This is a good job, is it not?
Yes.
You've got a franchise quarterback. You're in a major market. You're in a place that's attractive to free agents. Like, this should be a good job.
The one that everyone is assuming is going to happen is Bill Belichick. But you need a creative general manager in there because they have some cap issues to figure out. They got a lot of older players. I believe they might have the oldest roster in the NFL when it comes to skill position players. And they have to navigate that the next couple seasons. And Bill Belichick is a total control of everything guy.
Which he's going to have to give up, I think, if he gets another job. I just do.
And the reports are that that's not a given for him.
Well, then he's probably not going to get a job. I mean, honestly.
He will absolutely get a job. Someone will give
So you think someone's going to give him total
control?
control?
An owner will give Bill Belichick total control. But I don't think that would be a good situation for him with the Chargers. I think Bill Belichick, the head coach there, would be a huge step forward for that franchise. But they need to pair him with a general manager that can navigate the next couple seasons. But I don't think that would happen. And so then you go down. Is it Ben Johnson? He's a hot name.
I know I love me some Dan Quinn, but I know they need to go offensive.
Dan Quinn.
I love the Dan Quinn hire. What about Kellen Moore?
Are you surprised they did not name him?
The interim?
The interim?
I am. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're not going to see anything out of Kellen Moore now. Easton Stick starting.
Well, but they figured out. I mean, obviously they've made their
playing,
decision, whether they like him or not, right? They've made their decision. I like Kellen Moore a lot, but maybe that's not right. Eric Bieniemy's name's going to be out there for all these jobs again. The top of the list is going to be Harbaugh and Belichick. Do you guys think Harbaugh's going to the NFL?
No.
You don't? Do you think Harbaugh's going to the NFL?
I do. I think there's going to be a situation that presents itself that's just too great to turn down.
I think so too. And
when there's $11 million sitting in front of him,
and that means I think somebody's going to throw more than $11 million.
No one is going to pay him more than $11 million coaching a football team.
Spanos just yesterday said he'd spend $20 to $25 million a year on a coach if he had to.
I'll believe that one.
I absolutely believe it. That's so that franchise. That is so that franchise. Somehow thinking he's going to throw money at the problem and fix it. No, I'm with you, DC, on this. I certainly think there's going to be something that he can't pass up.
Especially with the trends in college athletics. Like, yeah, it was frustrating for things that he had to endure that he did to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And wanted to blame everyone else.
Poor guy.
But the landscape of college athletics, if shifting to the powers that be using their money, the powers that be continuing to dominate everything, and you are more comfortable being the man at Michigan than being a dude in the NFL who, yeah, they could give you $20 million and then fire you next season.
Yeah, but your money's there. What do you care? And then you go get a college job again. Because that guy will always be able to get a job.
Yes, he will. But he's also a Michigan man.
Yeah.
They haven't won a national championship yet, but they're in the college football playoff.
They are. And they may win one this year. We'll watch it play out. I think that there's going to be, I'm with you, I think there's going to be a number and somebody's going to come after him. There are so many teams to me right now that are desperate and think that that's what's going to change them. I look at the brand new ownership group in Washington, I think would throw a truck at him. The Bears, I think, would love to have that. Although I'm starting to feel Matt Eberflus may save his job. I think the Chargers are in that boat. The Raiders, I mean, that's right up the Raiders' alley too, right? They're paying two coaches $10 million a year who did not coach, aren't they? Both Gruden and McDaniels. If Josh McDaniels can get a contract like that, Jim Harbaugh certainly will, right? I just think there's going to be a number that's going to lure him away. I get it. He's a Michigan man, and dude,
he's a great coach. He is. Look at what he's done, the places that he's been, the winning he's done at the NFL level. But he's also in the situation where he's right there. Like, we're talking college football, and it was Davos winning for a few years, Nick Saban. Then it's Jim Harbaugh. Like, he's the man. Right. You're not the man in the NFL. There's no head coach in this league that is the man is a superstar.
Not anymore. There was. Shanahan's trying to become that. He might be if he wins. McVay was for a minute, but it's fleeting. Right? Whoever wins is kind of the man. Andy Reid's kind of the man. Right? But it's fleeting. Does he want the money? Does he want to be the man? What do you think drives him? What feeds him?
As far as good as he was in the NFL, like you listen to him talk and his shtick, his attitude, I don't know if that's flying anymore in the NFL. Who's got it better than us?
I will give you that. No, I will give you that. I think his junk, his shtick, his style plays way better in college. I will give you that. And at what point does that get old for grown-ass men who are making as much, if not more, than you? Right?
Like, I get there could be a huge contract, but it's different. When you are the dictator on campus, you are the man at Michigan. You control everything. Everyone does your bidding. It's not quite as simple in the NFL. And he knows that. He's been there. And he's won at a high level. But now that he's at Michigan, winning at this level,
yeah,
and you're saying, all right, looking across the college landscape, and he's right there.
Do you think winning or losing the playoff will impact his decision?
I did, but I'm not sure I do. I agree with JJ. His style is better fitted for college football. To me, it's not arguable that the NFL is even a higher profile in college football. Okay, is he the man in college football? Is he the man at Michigan? Right now, he is up there. Money's real, but
as long as he keep beating Ohio State.
That's right. Well, he is right now, right? I mean, look, as long as he keeps winning, he can go to the NFL whenever he wants. I really believe that. Well, you got me thinking about it, though. All right, when we come back, quote, I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. What? How can that be? Who said it? How is it being perceived? And one outlet's take on what they call a racist comment. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and DC on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife, and our daughter, they didn't make it.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like this, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I can
or surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico.
It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
NFL last night, Seahawks. Looking at something. It said Steelers at me. 20-17, Seahawks over the Eagles. Changes a lot in the NFC. Changes the whole picture. Changes what you thought it was. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. We're open for business today. Kicking it with Kenny at 9 o'clock. We'll do the Red Zone at 8:30. And we're here for you with a bunch to do, including, by the way, the famous Toastery Bowl, which may end up being the best bowl game of the season. Did you not watch the famous Toastery Bowl yesterday? You didn't catch any of that? Western Kentucky and Old Dominion?
For 7 hours.
Yeah, it went out for a month. Great game yesterday. He's like, what? Wait, I'm just now hearing about the famous Toastery Bowl? Western Kentucky was down 21 and came back to win in overtime? Great game. Daniel, how you feeling about your Seahawks? What's up, Dan? Hello, Daniel.
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Good morning, Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Donesiano Cortez.
Donesiano Cortez. What's up? Look at Seahawk fans chirping, flying with the birds. The birds are singing.
Oh, and there is such a thing as a Seahawk. It is a real creature. Okay, I have one red zone question, and I'll leave you guys alone of my own. Who is more likely to go to 10-7, the Rams or the Seahawks, or neither? And you guys have a wonderful day. I'll leave you alone.
Good day.
Thank
now.
you. Go
All
Hawks.
right. See ya. All right. Well, here's what you got. The Rams will close. I think it's Seattle because I think the Rams are going to lose the last game of the year to the 49ers. I don't think either one of them are going to go undefeated. That means they're both 7-7. They got to win out. Seattle closes with Tennessee on the road, Steelers at home, Arizona on the road. They can win those three. The Rams have it a lot tougher simply because they've got to go the last game of the season on the road and play the 49ers. They close out with the Saints, the Giants, and the Niners. So, I mean, if who's got a better chance? It's absolutely Seattle, isn't it? Now, if they finish with the same record, the Rams have the tiebreak because they beat them twice. But, yeah, to me, it's absolute. All right, we got to hit this. And it's interesting how different media outlets have covered it. Former NFL running back Rashard Mendenhall was a star at Illinois in college, played for the Steelers. Posted on X that white people are not good at football. He wishes white people would stop talking about football. Basically, here's what he said. This is his post. I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all-black versus all-white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT. It's interesting how the reaction's been coming in. When you guys first saw that, what'd you do? Did you just both, like I did, just kind of go, whoa. Can I read that again? Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Pretty much, yeah, it just seemed like, when I saw that headline, I was like, that is amazingly aggressive, but it did not click right away.
It was TJ Watt who said, you guys will toast us at corner. We can't cover any of your receivers. So I've read a lot of different response to this. Outkick is an sports outlet who called it out as flat out being racist. He said Mendenhall's post is ignorant. It promotes neo-segregation on the football field. His post is racist. But then they go on to say, however, none of the usual suspects in the sports media denounced his post, nor have the anti-racist, what they call traffic officers, condemned the message. This is written by Bobby Burak at Outkick. It says the sports journalist who dug up Josh Allen's old tweets on draft night simply to frame him as racist and derail his draft stock are silent.
Still on that?
That's what I look, dude. This just
that's right up Outkick's
right.
Way,
okay,
what
so
they want to do. This is one where my initial reaction, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to get spicy. And then you know what? I actually appreciated how NFL players just kind of made a joke out of it because of how ridiculous the comment was. And like, all right, well, I guess we're going to have trouble at corner, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't take it too seriously. It's almost like a way of not acting, like overreacting to it is kind of showing just how ridiculous Rashard Mendenhall is. That makes sense? Like, people just kind of like, all right.
So nobody takes him seriously.
Yeah, we're like
who's
there's people that want to make it something. Like, of course, Outkick is like, well, if a white dude said this, they'd be canceled. But I do appreciate how...
They're not wrong.
Okay. But I do appreciate how a lot of people are just like, that's ridiculous, Rashard.
Yeah.
We're just going to laugh at you and move on.
What's the point of that kind of rhetoric? Like honestly. So do you have to... The only people who should comment on the game are the people who play the game? Is that kind of what
some people feel that way.
What it is? Like, I try to be... And like I told you earlier today, I never played quarterback in the NFL. I don't know how difficult it is, so I don't know where... when Tom Brady's criticizing Gardner Minshew for the throw that Michael Pittman got hurt on, look, man, I don't know where he's supposed to go. I know my limitations. I know the game to an extent, like we all do, right? We're three white dudes who talk about sports. According where he's coming from,
new podcast.
Yeah, three white dudes on sports. Or how about
we won't have Rashard Mendenhall?
Can we be average white guys? Three average white guys? Actually, it might be it. Three white guys on three average white guys. I mean, should we just not be able to do that? Is that kind of what I'm being told there? I'm struggling on the race factor being thrown into your qualifications. That's all. I think I don't know. The is the right way to do it to say, yeah, he's just, haha, look at him.
It's a ridiculous comment.
Yeah,
it is.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
But then people have also gone off on it, and there was some trending. Former NFL linebacker Will Compton, a white guy, put his entire team together on social media.
Was it a good team? Was it good?
It was.
What do you got a DB, man? Because there aren't.
He was like, "Hey, Christian McCaffrey's going to play both ways because we need him in the secondary." And this is one where I think you can acknowledge how ridiculous Rashard Mendenhall was. Former players and
the thing
players.
Is, he's serious.
He's serious.
Look,
but
there's politicians who say ridiculous things, and some people just kind of laugh it off, and other people take it really seriously. And I know this isn't a politician; he's not looking to make policy. Although he probably, if he had his way, he would make policy, right? I'm fine with that. If that's what you're telling me I should just do, I'm okay with that because it is ridiculous, and I found it. I'm not easily offended, man. It's not like oh my goodness, I'm offended. I just found it ridiculous, and it did make me think how many other people feel that way. Right? One dude says it, how many are thinking it? And it'll be interesting to see over the next few days how many come out and go, yeah, man. Yeah, white people shouldn't be talking about that. I'm interested. Or maybe not. We'll see.
Because into his comment, too, there's a lot of average athletes, depending on the grading scale, that come from every different background.
Promise you that. I promise you that.
That play at the professional level.
I promise. So, yeah. It's interesting reading some of the stuff in here, right? Rule of thumb, if you're in support of segregation, you are not the anti-racist, you are the racist. Is that a fair statement? If you are in support of segregation, you are not the anti-racist, you are the racist. So just a line that jumped off the page to me. So, all right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. When we come back, yes, famous Toastery Bowl. how it may end up being the best of every one of the bowl games this year. Come on, man. Really? Yes. That's why people watch these games on Monday afternoon and a game that was moved from the Bahamas to beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. But Rod tells me there's too many bowls.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Show this shit better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and tell you when busy.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times.
Perspective, right? Famous Toastery Bowl. I don't even know what Famous Toastery is. I honestly don't.
Piece of toast.
I should. Is that what it is?
It was a piece of toast.
All right.
Toastery.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Did you look it up?
I have a grudge with the mascot, though. Do not like that he was showing his face. That's a no-no with mascots.
All right, I'll work on that.
Cover your face, because it's weird. He just had his face cut out, giant piece of toast with this human face looking at me. What is happening? It's like a bad Halloween costume.
Famous Toastery is breakfast and brunch all at once. Did you know that?
So it's brunch.
Breakfast, brunch, lunch all at once. Famous Toastery. Yeah. I mean, whatever. So it's a restaurant. All right. The Famous Toastery Bowl yesterday was the move for. So this is the Bahamas Bowl, and it was moved out of the Bahamas because the stadium there is being basically transformed for a big track and field event coming up in April or March. So they moved it to Charlotte and played yesterday, and it was 21-0. Old Dominion was kicking the tar out of Western Kentucky. Whatever, you're like 2-6-6. Or actually, Western Kentucky was 7-5. And Western Kentucky had two block field goal attempts, came back, scored on a 4th and 15 with 15 seconds to go, went into overtime, won 38-35. And I don't know if you watched the celebration. I'm going to guess you didn't. It was a Monday afternoon game, and between two teams that probably you weren't all that enthralled about. But the way they came back, the way the game was played, it was everything that I tell you bowl games are. Except for it was everything that Rod tells you bowl games are. There's too many bowl games, Jeff, but yet he knows about it. You know the beauty about Rod?
The ODU head coach was pissed.
There was a really controversial call towards the end. I'm going to guess he probably gets bonused, right? If they win. But at the end of that game,
he couldn't score from the 1 yard line in overtime.
Yeah, I know. I watched it, man. I know.
Failed tush push because there's only one team that can do that.
Why is there only one team that can do that? Did you see the celebration at the end when they won? You see what it meant to Western Kentucky to win the Famous Toastery Bowl. Did you see the stunned look on ODU faces? How much it hurt? Because I've been running a bowl game for a lot of years, man. And I know what it means. I know what it does. So Rod sent me an email. And what do you think the headline was from Rod? Too many bowls, Jeff. Okay. Want any more proof how meaningless bowls are? Your other employer shifts the Bahamas Bowl right as it's going to extra innings for a 2-hour NFL pregame show, not the game we are talking about, pregame. ESPN's got a contract that they've got to show that with the NFL to hit those pregame shows. I mean, they've got a contract with it.
Because the NFL might be a little more popular than a bowl game. It doesn't make it meaningless.
That's right. The ratings on the NFL pregame show.
Rod, his only meaningful contribution is to send you that email each year because he knows he gets injured.
Well, I mean, but your point being there's too many bowl games, but he watches every one of them. He knows about them. Obviously, they're grabbing his attention, right? We'll see what the numbers are. People watch the game. And Rod, I would ask you why you think Western Kentucky didn't deserve that to get that opportunity.
As players are competing, and there's meaning for said team. If players and coaches are competing, you can get an entertaining product. And that's what bowl season's about.
That's right.
He got one yesterday. Maybe you didn't watch the entire game, which is fine because it lasted forever.
It was long, dude. No, okay.
But it was a heck of a story, even watching the recap of the game.
So I left the office. I had something I had to do. I had to take my car in. So I had to go get my car. I was using another car. I left the office, and I'm like, I want to watch the end of it, but I can't. I listened to it, got home, saw the end of it.
You can still watch the end of it, baby.
It went forever, dude. And then I had to listen to it in the car. I'm away. It was.
Do it again.
All I know, it was great, dude. It was great drama. If you like football,
sport.
Conference USA is now 2-1 in bowl games. But if you like football, and you like competition, you like emotion, there was a ton in that. Tonight, you get the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, UTSA and Marshall, down in beautiful Frisco, Texas. Stadium with which I have become acquainted. You down with the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl? What do you like?
I haven't had Scooters Coffee yet. You want to try it? See them popping up everywhere.
They are popping up everywhere. You had that yet?
Yeah, I like Scooters. They used to be on the campus. I actually used to have it quite a bit.
On the campus?
University campus. Metropolitan State University of Denver.
Of course. What other campus could we be talking
The campus. Talking about the Ohio State. The U. No,
the campus. It was there. So you get the Scooters Coffee. What did I tell you? Frisco Bowl. On the bowl game here stuff, I guess Jerry Kill spoke with Eddie Nunez yesterday. Jeff Grammer wrote the story in the Journal that Jerry Kill did speak with Eddie Nunez. I guess Mario Mocha, the athletic director at New Mexico State, talked to Eddie, and nobody is divulging, nor should they, by the way, divulge the conversation. But it sounds like amicably they come, to this was a misunderstanding and everything that went down the other day, right? And it feels like this thing is cooled between Jerry Kill, Eddie Nunez, New Mexico State, bowl game, all that stuff. Does it feel like it's cooled?
It comes down to it's always going to be a little thing because fans are going to throw it back at each other when we get back to New Mexico State stuff next season. But it is, it was reminding me of a little bit of a move out.
A little bit? Move out. Yeah. A little
You're
bit.
wrong. Move out.
If you want to get into it, you can. Damn, both of them. We're down a chair, dude.
We don't have chairs.
It does say Shane and David, dude. One of you guys are going to have to stand. I mean, that's just how it is. Who gets to sit? I mean, does it bother you that you don't have a chair? Should it bother you that your mic's not turned up? Hold on, neither mic's turned up. Talk to these guys for a minute. I got to figure out what to do.
Well, we can't talk to them for a minute if the mics aren't turned up. So we just have to let you know.
Here, take my mic, dude. Talk to them.
Where are the shades, bro?
Jersey mics. Yeah, well, we got to get that fixed anyway. Jersey mics, sweet deal. It's the best sweet deal that we have because who doesn't like sandwiches this time of year? Every day, all day, 365.
Check.
There we go.
Look at I got you now.
Yeah.
Hello.
How about
there we go. Perfect.
I'm an engineer now.
Let's go.
Stop touching the microphone.
Why do people turn down those mic? Who plays with the knobs? What's up, boys? Shane and David are here.
Good morning. Good morning.
I mean, if you want to start all over, 3, 2, 1. Let's go live radio. All right, Jersey Mike's is our sweet deal today. You go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on our sweet deal icon. 9 o'clock, 9:04 is probably going to be.
I'm going to be at the
too late.
website like
a little late.
55.
Yeah, because everybody digs them some Jersey Mike's. You get $50 worth of Jersey Mike's. We're just $25. What's going on?
Let's go.
We got?
Good morning, Albuquerque.
What's the big stuff going on down there?
Man, life-changing subs, bro. You know this.
We got another store coming to town.
Let me guess. Coors and Rio Bravo.
You got
Coors and Rio Bravo.
South Valley, here we come.
All right, and when does that open? January?
Yeah, either the 17th or the 24th of January.
Let me pick one.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could.
You really can't get in there?
Probably the 24th.
I'm going to go 21st.
Yeah. 24th.
I mean,
Sounds about right.
It can't be somewhere in between. It's on a window. It's one or the other.
It's on a Wednesday. We always open on a Wednesday.
Why is that?
I don't know.
It's tradition.
It's just
tradition.
It's just what we do.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Why do we serve the best subs? It's just
well,
what we do.
that's a whole other story. You serve the best subs because you serve the best subs.
Yeah.
But I'm actually really, really interested in how this, like, why on a Wednesday?
I wish I knew the methodology.
Is there strategies to this? Is it a marketing strategy? Well,
there's got to be.
So we'll ramp up slow.
It's about being unique.
But see, we donate subs the first 5 days too. We hand out a bunch of free sub coupons.
And
for the
less
first
people
5
come
days,
on Wednesdays? Or
collect money for
more people
our
come
charity.
on Wednesdays. I guess is what they're.
What's your biggest lunch day? Like if you said, all right, because I'm going to guess lunch is the biggest thing at Jersey, right? What's your
lunch and dinner?
Lunch day?
Lunch and dinner.
All right, so what is your biggest lunch day?
I mean,
Friday probably. I mean, it's got to be Friday lunch. But
Friday.
Wednesday's a good day. Wednesday's a good day.
All right, I'm fine with
Hump
that.
Day's a good day.
Midweek, kind of in the middle of the grind. You want something good.
You want to get back to 100%, you know? Heck yeah.
Here's something, and I don't know that people know this about Jersey Mike's. They probably know that you have life-changing subs.
Yes, what we
but
do.
I don't know that people know that Jersey Mike's raised $4 million plus for Feeding America in November.
Let's go.
And that's tangible, and that's real, and that's legit,
Absolutely.
and that's pretty special.
Yep, that's what we do.
How'd you guys do that?
We donated 20% of our sales.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
20%.
Yep.
To start doing the math, 4 million times 5, that's 20 million. That's pretty good. You guys
So I know we had a lot of advertisement, but a lot of
you guys are rich.
a lot of in-store talking to our
Nationwide.
customers. You know, when it comes
I get it.
when it comes to giving back, the community is really awesome to embrace us and really help us with what our goals are. And you know, when we talk about giving back to the community, all hands on deck.
No, I think when you say that nationwide Jersey Mike's raised $4 million for Feeding America going into the holiday season, understanding the food shortage, the hunger issue, the real issue that so many people are going through, it not just this time of year, but all times of year, and what you're able to do, I think is spectacular. So congratulations for that. I think that's
Thank you.
If you order a sub at the Jersey Mike's app, you will get a migration movie ticket for just $5 while supplies last. Another bonus, so download the Jersey Mike's app. All right, so here's our sweet deal. $25 gets you $50 to spend at Jersey Mike's. You go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com, click on the sweet deal icon. Do it at 9 o'clock because I'm going to guess 9:03, 9:04, they gone?
A minute, about a minute.
All right, everything else good?
2.5. Absolutely, everything's great.
All right, have a Merry Christmas.
Good to see you.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going Red Zone. DC's put it together, and the question is, off the top, well, of course, about starting quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks, and, well, we'll do the Red Zone next. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the minutes. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
What will they make? On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about the 10-4 Eagles?
My level of concern based on the belief that this is an NFC championship team is 6. And they can handle themselves in the regular season because they play the Giants twice and the Cardinals. But is that really going to fix much, if anything, when you get into the postseason and you're playing the better competition? Because they've looked off on both sides of the football. I don't want to overreact too much to that last Jalen Hurts throw. There's 20 seconds left, you're trying to push the football downfield, but you just needed to get in field goal range. So that's why I don't like that throw at the very end of the game. I am concerned they're going to be fine the rest of the regular season, but I have definitely taken a few steps back on just how much confidence I had in this team to get right back to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, to be a Super Bowl team, it's a 7 to me, and I think that might even be low. I mean, San Francisco's better than they are, and Dallas might be better than them. Dallas beat the hell out of them 2 weeks ago, and they didn't get any better yesterday. And so they get healthy. I think they get right, both mind and body, right? I think they get healthy the last 3 weeks playing the Giants, the Cardinals, the Giants. And so I think they'll go into the playoffs feeling good about themselves. And I think there's there's something to be said about that. But yeah, man, I'm concerned about them.
3rd and goal.
All right, we'll stick around in Philly one more time because it's time to talk about Jalen Hurts. Earlier today, I heard a talk host make the argument that Hurts is the 9th best quarterback in the NFL based on how he is playing right now. So where do you guys currently rank Jalen Hurts based on how quarterbacks are playing right now, not like total statistics throughout the season or, historic play, anything like that?
This is one where there's things that need to be reset, refocused with the Philadelphia Eagles offense. And I don't care. This is one of the ones where Jalen Hurts the 9th best quarterback, the 7th best quarterback. That at this point, that doesn't matter to me. I still think Jalen Hurts is a winning quarterback, and I still trust Jalen Hurts when you get to the postseason. To me, it's kind of an overall offensive philosophy. They've lost their edge. They've lost their grit on the offensive line because Jalen Hurts is the dude I trust. He never gets too high. He never gets too low.
Yep.
Is he playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? No. Right now, no. But that, I'm not going to just pick against him because of he's 9th instead of 7th.
Yeah, and by the way, it's really hard to find 8 guys that are better than him, although I just did a quick look, and are there? I mean, here, I'll give you 6 and maybe 7. And so maybe that's accurate. Right now, would I take over Jalen Hurts the way he's playing right now? Just right now. I'm not sure I would take Tua. I'm not sure I would. Maybe Josh Allen. I don't know. Are you convinced? Lamar, Mahomes. I'm not taking Dak over him. Goff is, maybe not. Purdy and Stafford. I mean, they're all in the same conversation. Any of those guaranteed. He could be anywhere from 4 to 9. And I honestly, like Jay just said, I don't care because if it's a big game, I got confidence that he's going to play well in a big game.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, we talked a little bit about DK Metcalf earlier, so I'm just going to throw it out there. CeeDee Lamb or DK Metcalf, who would you take and why?
So this is so tough for me because I just flat out, straight up, talent-wise, I would take DK Metcalf, but CeeDee Lamb seems to be more available, right? CeeDee Lamb seems to be more reliable. But if you're asking me straight up, they're both healthy. I'm going into a season I love me some DK Metcalf.
I am going to give you bad radio right now. There's not a wrong answer to this question.
No, I think that's
both
right.
Both are elite wide receivers. Yeah. It's the whole, you want Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase? Yes.
Yeah. Give me
Do you want Tyreek Hill or yes?
Yeah,
they're special receivers. I love that DK Metcalf the way he catches the football for his size is phenomenal. The catches he makes in traffic. Like, he is a freight train because he is as fast but bigger than everyone else. But I think CeeDee Lamb right now is the best route runner in the NFL. And the way he can get open, how quick he is, just absolutely phenomenal. And yes, like both are top 5, 7, whatever you want to say, wide receivers in the league. And so I think to DC's question, if your game is on the line, who do you want running the route?
Throw it up and let one of them catch the ball. I think
DK,
Metcalf
maybe the
is
size
terrific
at that point in time.
And that's what it is with him. It's that body, that size, that strength to go with the speed. You may tell me CeeDee Lamb's a little faster, and you might be right. I'm not even sure you are. But that
maybe
chest,
not in a straight line.
Right. But there's that physical strength. I love me some Metcalf. Where are you on that?
Definitely DK Metcalf. There's so many things. You guys listed him off. He's a huge target. He catches the ball. He's fast and everything. There's that one play, though, when he chased down the cornerback, like 80
Last
yards.
year?
Yeah. That sticks in my mind as one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And I think that dude's a freak. He's awesome.
Because dudes don't do that.
Not often.
I mean, dudes don't do that.
Right.
That's why that play was so great to you.
That was amazing.
Because they don't do that, because receivers tend to give up or whatever.
Well,
they don't chase down guys who are running by themselves. And not just the effort, the fact that he physically was able to do that. That he was able, I mean, you got a quick cornerback running, and here comes this 230-pound wide receiver chasing him down from the other side of the field. I'm with you. That was one of the most amazing plays ever.
It would be interesting to see DK Metcalf in a friendlier wide receiver offense, because as awesome as we think DK Metcalf is,
give him.
What if he was
Joe
on
Burrow?
Miami?
Yeah,
but because you think he only has 56 receptions.
Well, but how many games did he miss early? How many games did he play? Right, wasn't he injured a lot of this season? No? Okay. All right.
6'4", 235. That is just unreal.
Yeah, so 235, not 230.
He played 13 games.
He did.
He missed some time. Like, he missed a game in there, but there's still it's the offense, because you have those games with him. Or like in the Giants, 4 receptions, 34 yards. Okay. And then you look at someone like CeeDee Lamb in that offense, has 103 receptions.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. So Tommy DeVito, right? The Tommy DeVito, the Giants guy. Johnny Cutlets, Danny Cutlets. What's his name? Tommy Cutlets. He was gonna sign autographs at a pizzeria in Jersey. Then everybody said, "Hey, come by and meet Tommy DeVito," except for he didn't. Why he didn't? Is it a case of not enough cheese? It's next on the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, your home for Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night football.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Don't miss out.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my attention. Acting shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Santa Paws has left thousands of holiday gifts for your furry, scaly, and winged family members. Pick up a gift for a pet lover or even a new pet. Clark's has shelves full of pet beds, sweaters, toys and treats, habitats, and tanks galore. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's is celebrating 50 years. Thanks to you, the Christmas Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and
Thomas going to be here in a few minutes. We'll kick it with Kenny, talk some college hoops and NBA hoops. Winter's hitting hard pretty soon, huh? Holidays are keeping you busy, not enough time to keep your car clean. That's why I call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. I don't need time to take care of my vehicle. They find time whilst I'm busy. What does that even mean, Jeff? Well, they come and detail your vehicle where it's convenient for you and when it's convenient for you. So you're working, you're in the office, you're at home, they're outside, they're detailing your vehicle. You get a text, go outside, and your car looks and feels and smells like it is brand new, like the day you took it off the lot. They've now been awarded Best of the City for 2023 because On the Spot Automotive Detailing is reliable, efficient, and they are the best when it comes to what they do. And they're offering big sales now through the end of December on all of their services, from window tinting, paint protection film, ceramic coating. Give them a look at otsdetailing.com. You can book, you can buy, and by the way, it is a great gift. You're looking for that gift right now. I know you are. I've given this a number of times. It wins every time. It's On the Spot Automotive Detailing at otsdetailing.com. All right. Your guy, Tommy, are we ever going to hear from Tommy DeVito after this season? The Giants quarterback.
Oh.
Tommy Cutlets lives at home.
It's going to be another guy bouncing around the league.
It's going to be, remember that guy? What was his name?
Tommy DeVito.
Right? All right. So Tommy DeVito is from Jersey. He lives with his mom. You know the whole story. So there's a New Jersey pizzeria. This is the most New Jersey story period ever. There's a New Jersey pizzeria. It's called Caniglio's Old Fashioned Pizzeria.
Bet it's great.
Mm-hmm. I'll bet it's really good, too. I'll bet it's really good. Go and get a slice. It's probably the size of your head, and it's delicious. So they announced that they were no longer having Tommy Cutlets at the restaurant to sign autographs on Tuesday, because they received word from his agent that after his big appearance on Monday Night Football, the appearance fee went from $10,000 to $20,000. You've met his agent, I know, right? Remember his agent? The guy, the guy on the sideline. Twitter post. He says, I'm only posting this. This is from Caniglio's because a few people asked me today. No, Tommy DeVito will not be at Caniglio's this Tuesday as originally planned. After last week's win, we received word from his agent that his appearance fee would be doubling from $10,000 to $20,000. Where a small family-run business decided $20,000 was a bit steep for 2 hours. Apologies to anyone who had already purchased a ticket. Anywho, as I never been one to cry over spilt milk, let's instead be positive and throw back a couple years ago to when Eli Manning was there. And we taught him how to make pizza, and they showed Eli Manning. It was cute. All right, so the agent, Stiletto, Sean Stellato, told the reporter that, it was a shame that it blamed it on the restaurant. It's a shame that the restaurant promoted that they would have Tommy when we didn't have a signed contract. So then the restaurant released the text chain that they agreed to. Who do you blame here? Do they need a signed contract? I mean, this is all on the agent, right? And
when you have a text message that says, we're good, 2 hours, 10,000.
And it said like, 250. That means he would sign 250 autographs.
And then, one again, Monday Night Football, come back and go, we're doubling this.
We got a former pro athlete coming in here in about 6 minutes. I'm going to ask him, is $10,000 enough to sit at a pizza place for 2 hours to sign autographs and eat pizza? I mean, look, I get it. It's a business. And he felt like he was going to strike while it's hot. But, I mean, Tommy Cutlets better remember who he is.
Yeah, but I'm Tommy DeVito. I'm kind of like, that's $10,000.
$10,000, man. You better load up now because this is going away.
I'd be a little frustrated.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
That your agent was going to get, his cut out of it. So you're probably out of that $10,000 only going to get $9,000, right? I don't know, man. But it's a bad look for Tommy Cutlets. That's the best name. They had Danny Dimes and Tommy Cutlets. That's their two quarterbacks. But it's a bad look for them. And you know what? I think Caniglio's wins. I'll bet everybody's going to go. I'll bet that place is great. I'll bet that place is terrific. All right, 505-246-0610. This is my first kicking it with Kenny. It's like I think I'm missing like 5 of his first 6 kicking it with Kenny's. But Kenny Thomas is here. The former Lobo great, the former NBA, really, how many years? 11 years in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So Kenny's going to be with 11, right? What are you looking at me like that? I see him. He's yelling at me through the window of the class. So Kenny's going to be with us, and we're going to start off with the Lobo game. We're going to get into the NBA. I've got a lot of questions. I want to know how he feels about the Donnie Dagger last week, Donovan Dent driving. I want to know how he feels about raising a banner for the in-season tournament. I want to know how he feels about the Clippers winning streak. I mean, we're going to talk hoops with Kenny every Tuesday and every Friday. And I'm looking forward to doing this with the former Lobo great. So you can get in on that. You can ask him questions as well. 505-246-0610. You can send emails. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. You can find JJ on the Twitter, which is now called X. It's _JJ Buck. And of course, we're on TV. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. You can find us on Comcast Channel 26, our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. I want to say thank you. You got a lot of things to do, and I know you got a lot of places you could be, a lot of options. You choose to be with us, not just this morning, but every morning, and I'm very, very appreciative. I know JJ and DC are. Thank you for choosing to be with us on the opening drive every morning. When we come back, kicking it with Kenny Thomas in studio on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look, it's Dwight Goodman.
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. I can show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the minutes. Touchdown and
Every Tuesday and Friday, Kenny Thomas is in the studio. Man, it's good to see you.
Man, it's always good to see you guys, too. Thanks for having me. JJ been holding you down, man. You've been working the last week.
A little busy.
Yeah.
He's been getting my back. Is that kind of how this came together, though?
No, yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, you're my guy.
Well.
You always have been, and I came to you before. It didn't seem like it might not have been the right timing.
Yep.
I was doing NBC Sports California at the time. They did not bring me back, so here we are, and we made it work. And the nice thing about it is being with you two guys, it's great conversation and great content, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I think our listeners are going to just benefit from your insight and so much. But let's just start with, I know you watched. I know everybody watched Lobos and Aggies.
Oh, yeah.
And it stuns me. So I'm glad. This is why I don't bet, and I'm glad I don't bet. Lobos beat the Aggies by 42 points 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
Beat the tar out of them, outclassed them, dominated them, embarrassed them. And then 2 weeks later, we have a 1 point game. The spread was 13.5. If I would have bet, I would have thought it was stealing to take the Lobos, right?
Right.
How do you have a 41 point swing?
I mean, it always comes down to playing at home. I was telling JJ when last week, and the Lobos played at home, I felt like it was going to be a totally different game down there, because playing at home, as you know, it just brings a different environment. The sixth man's always there. And especially with the pit rocking the way it was with 15,000 people in the pit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Rio Grande rivalry, right? But the way New Mexico State came out and fought, especially with everything that's happened in the last year, you can tell that coach has something going. And it was one of those things to where I love seeing Den on the floor with House. It's too bad right now that Mash isn't playing. But I feel like between the two of those guys, pushing the ball, setting the right tempo, I would love to see them set more pick and rolls for the guards.
Yeah.
But I think that's that feel that's just going to come.
Is there a chance when it's all said and done, if Donovan Dent stays here 4 years, I don't know that he will.
Yeah.
Right? Is there a chance he's the best of the three of them?
Come on, man. See, you putting me on blast right now.
I'm not saying is he now. Look,
I love it, though.
No, but I mean, when it's all said and done, and I didn't say, will he be, is there a chance? Because I know the hype that both Jalen and Jamal came in with, and I'm not telling you it's overhype. They're both really good. Yeah. But is it possible that when it's all said and done, he's the best of the three?
I wouldn't say the best of the three. It still remains to be proven.
100%.
I played against Mashburn's dad, and he plays so similar to him. I would love to see Mashburn maybe take that 15, 17-foot jump shot more, because I feel like he's more consistent.
He's the master of the mid-range.
Oh, my goodness. He's so good at that. I feel like if that's where the pick and rolls could come in to help him be able to take the ball off the dribble, being able to do certain things to where he's able to attack the basket or pull up. House, pick and rolls, man. And when House doesn't have the ball in his hand and Dent does, I think it opens up House to where he's being able to knock down threes the way that he's been knocking them down. Not that he can't, but I feel like it's a different kind of flow when you don't have the ball in your hands as much.
He's Kenny Thomas. It's kicking with Kenny here on the opening drive.
I think what Donovan Dent has allowed these guys to do is be in their better position. I think House as a two more often than the one is better for him. And then when Jamal Mashburn comes in, instead of feeding off that rotation. And I think the thing with Donovan Dent is we think about point guards in that run they went on. Now, when Steve Alford came in, you had Jarice Garrett, you had Hugh Greenwood, and now you have this stabilizing force where
you had 8 years, right, of like 4-year starters. You had Jarice for 4 years, Greenwood for 4 years.
We could see the same thing now with Donovan.
Well, and it reminded me with David Gibson, right?
Yeah.
For 4 years, right? What it does, he wasn't the premier scorer, but what he did for your group back in the day, 4-year starter point guard.
Yeah. See, the thing about, I like the way you brought up Gibby.
I loved him.
David Gibson was a general.
Mm-hmm.
He knew where guys needed to be, and he always made the right pass into the NCAA tournament. Gibby, don't kill me.
Well, the ball ended in his hand, man. Charles gave it back to him.
Yeah, and then that was very disappointing because Charles was the guy that should have
He had
taken
the ball in his hand. He was ISO'd on the right side.
And then if not, it came to me. But
We've had this conversation a zillion times.
It's harder for a big man, but sometimes, after the fact, when I got in the NBA shooting threes even more, I was like, man, I wish I would have been on the perimeter. I probably might have taken that shot. But Gibby, floor general. Dent, he's a floor general. Not that House isn't, but he's a floor general, and he's aggressive and he attacks the basket. That's what I like in transition with him, especially down in state.
Yeah.
He was trying to set a tempo, and I love the tempo. And the fact that one shot at the reverse one, man, with the right hand.
The Donnie Dagger?
Man, that was nice. Is that what we're calling it?
That's what I'm calling it now. The Donnie Dagger?
That was nice.
You got a better name?
No,
I'm looking for it.
Let's roll with that.
All right.
Donnie Dagger. Pretty good. The one thing, too, is, we've been talking a lot about just the evolution of this global basketball team, and especially the bigs. I was really impressed with the defense.
Yeah.
Nelly Jr., Joseph, and what they can do, because when you have two big guys that can move like they do, that allows that pressure to be different, and that was big down the stretch.
Yeah, I feel like those guys are stepping up because there really hasn't been a big man presence in the last, several years, I would say. It's always been a high-volume guard play.
Totally.
But I would love to see them set more pick and rolls in transition. Pick and rolls is an advantage. Even if you're not going to get the ball being a big man, you got to understand you're opening it up for your guards to where they can get down the middle, set a tempo, whatever it may be. Then if not, you roll to the basket, get yourself going. But those bigs, I've seen them even at the state game when they won by 40, they're still posting up, but they're just not finding them.
How frustrating, and Kenny Thomas it's the kicking it with Kenny conversation that we're going to have every Tuesday and Friday. As a big, now you were a big that got the ball, right?
Yeah.
When you played at UNM, the offense, you had scorers. Obviously, you had Charles and you had Clayton, but it went through the post, right? But for bigs whose job it is to set screens, rebounds, get garbage, they don't get the ball as much. How tough is it over the stretch of a season not to be as involved as they wanted to be? And that really seemed like it was the deal with Josiah last year, right? That's why he left.
Yeah, I really like the portal, though, because it's not allowing guys to be able to stay in a situation
where they're not
where they're not going to play. Give them a chance to go, because when I was here, there was a lot of guys like Kavasi Franklin that should have played, but he didn't play. Giving them a chance to go, right? It is hard being a big man, but when I was in college, I would post up, cross screen, down screen for me coming up,
and
shooting
then
a
get
three.
The ball. Yeah.
Then I would get the ball one way or the other.
Yeah.
But in the NBA, I had to figure out where I would get in and fit in. So I had to set pick and rolls. But when I got to Sacramento towards the end of my career, Mike Bibby was like, come set a screen, come set a screen. It's never bad to set a screen, especially in transition, because you got the defense trying to get back to the paint.
But if you don't ever get the ball, man, all you're doing is the dirty work. It takes a mindset, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the mindset is, it's not about I, it's about we.
It's got to be.
That's the mindset.
And those are the teams that win.
See, but the thing about it is, if you're big, you got to realize you might not get the ball right away, but if you roll to the basket after you set that pick and roll, you might get a chance to get the ball.
And I'm going to enjoy this, dude. I'm going to like this a lot. It's every
great.
Tuesday and
It's been
Friday.
awesome.
Kenny Thomas is here. All right, so
break it down.
The Donnie Daggers, I'm calling it. I go back and I think of great moments in this rivalry. All right, and so the Clayton 3/4 court shot, Clayton Shields down in Las Cruces, was right before I got here. I think of all the great games over the years you played in the rivalry. You know what it means. I'll go back to they had a great moment where they hit the shot, the layup at overtime, and stomped on the logo 2 years ago when New Mexico State was in the pit. For a rivalry, the other guy's got to win sometimes.
Yeah.
Where's that play? Is that one of those that's going to live forever in this rivalry?
It always is.
Yeah.
It's the Rio Grande. What is it? The Rio Grande.
The Rio Grande rivalry.
Yeah. I don't think we had the Rio Grande rivalry back then because we were always just beating them.
Yeah.
It just seemed like they probably never won, right?
Dudes who never lost to the rivals just love that.
See, people don't understand. I only lost 3 games in the pit in 4 years. I was like 71-3 in 4 years.
Well, that's because you only played
real.
cupcakes. I mean, Bliss
right.
just brought. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
man.
right. Ranked in the top 25.
I was there for the
all 4
Andre Miller
years.
game. I was right on the floor. I remember all those games.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I'm really gonna love this too, being able to talk about certain things and bring up past games and this and that. We're really gonna flesh that out. But man, the way the Lobos are playing is good because I feel like this is the second year they're setting a tone, and the tone that they're setting is good. But once you get into conference play, they gotta keep setting that tone instead of following.
I know we're going to flip to the NBA in the next segment, so that's why I want to follow up with this. They set the tone last year in non-conference too, right? They were 14-0. They're 10-1 now.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Is there a difference? Why will it be different as they get into conference? Because I feel a little trepidation. People are excited about them, but it's like, okay, yeah, but look, Global fans tell me, who have they beaten? Well, I get it. The schedule hasn't been even what it was last year. They got tested at New Mexico State. So why is this year going to be different when they get into conference as opposed to last year?
The year before they went and they lost to St. Mary's. No, they beat St. Mary's
last
and
year.
they lost to St. Mary's this year.
Yeah.
It seems like this Lobo team is going to have to go on the road and make a statement.
100%.
And nobody, I mean, I don't know if it's the same, but no big team really wants to come in here and play.
Nobody does.
Nobody. Okay, so it's still the same. I feel like keep setting that tone. Obviously, people are saying that they haven't played certain teams, but that comes with the territory. The North Carolinas, they play
Elon.
Diaper danders too, like some Jimmy V stuff would say. But man, there's a lot of situations to where they just got to keep playing. You can't fall off when conference play comes. It just can't happen.
I like the front court better this year than last year.
The who?
The front court. I know Morris Udeze was the scorer, but I like the defensive presence they get from Nelly Jr. Joseph, JT Toppin, and Donovan Dent. Donovan Dent. He takes pressure off Mashburn.
And he rebounds.
And House.
Yeah.
Toppin, man. Yeah. The way that Toppin is playing, he's bringing that energy. He's bringing that excitement. He's bringing that grit. There's a lot of things that he's doing. You're seeing him even like post up and posting in the paint. Like you haven't seen that really.
That's a true freshman kid too.
Oh, man.
I love the two true freshmen.
Gonna be nice.
True Washington's terrific too.
Yeah.
And what he does defensively is a long physical guard.
Washington.
Yeah.
Yes. He's one of those guys he's setting a different tone. Might not be that guy to where he's going to score a lot of points.
But he defends, man. To me, the biggest difference in this team this year, the single biggest difference, and Richard said we're going to get better defensively because they had to. They are so much better defensively.
I feel like they're a great team. And you got to keep in mind the front court. I feel like it's going to get better.
I agree with you.
And you just got to build off of that and bring in other pieces. Maybe bring in another big guy that can help support them getting better in the front court because the back court's legit.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little NBA. It's Kicking It with Kenny, former Lobo great and longtime NBA star. Kenny Thomas is with us, and he'll do this every Tuesday and Friday. Get into the NBA. We'll talk about the Clippers' 7 wins in a row. How'd that happen?
Oh, my goodness.
Do you hang a banner for an in-season tournament? Well, I guess the answer is yes. How do you feel about that? It's the opening drive, Kicking It with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
And Lobo legend Kenny Thomas is with us. You're still the second leading scorer in the leading rebounder, second leading scorer. Is that right? In the history of the program.
Second leading scorer, first in rebounds.
Yeah. And your former teammate Charles Smith still the leading
unfortunately, man, I had to sue the NCAA, and then I had to sit out my senior year, and I wasn't supposed to stay to my senior year. I'm probably like 60 points shy.
Is that all?
Man, nowadays,
yeah,
they give you a heads up. Look at 64 points, Milwaukee. You run off their balls because they took your ball.
Well, what was the dude last year that played that got all upset that he did? Remember the dude? What were we talking about?
I was going for the scoring.
For the scoring record, and he missed a 3-pointer at the end. He complained. He played like 6 years and was upset that he didn't get it. And they were going to put him. Remember, they were going to put him in like the CBI. The team was a losing record. It was like Detroit Mercy or something. And they wanted to put the team in the CBI so the kid could break the all-time scoring. It was Pete Maravich's record.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait. So Pete Maravich did it in 3 years with no 3-point line. You did it in 6, and now you want a losing team to get into a postseason so you can break the all-time scoring record? I'm so glad they didn't do that.
Man, that's Pete, man. You're not supposed to.
No, you're not supposed. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And you key words. No,
right.
no 3-point line.
Let me ask you this: you're not supposed to. So that leads perfectly in this. Are are you supposed to hang a banner for an in-season tournament? Like, you're the Lakers, dude. You got, 17 NBA championship banners hanging in Crypto.com arena. You win the inaugural in-season tournament. Should you hang a banner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
why?
And because it's bragging rights, man. It's bragging rights. And what's crazy, LeBron? What does he not do?
See, Michael never won an in-season tournament. He must be better than Mike now. All right.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm on the Mike train.
Whoa. He is the leading NBA scorer, man.
I got it.
And he's only 37, 38, so it means he might play
balling.
like 2 or 3 more years.
And he's still
that,
balling.
Right? Yeah. His son, though.
Yeah.
The line out. There was a line around the block outside at the
at Galen Center.
USC game.
Somebody told me somewhere. Somebody didn't tell me. I saw it on something. The tickets for Bronny's first game at the game, and it's small, right? I've done a game in there. It's about 10,000. That we're going for like $17,000 for a USC, whoever the hell they played, basketball game.
And he had 2 points.
Yeah. 17.
Because LeBron was courtside.
That's the future. Don't be surprised if you don't end up playing with his dad somewhere.
No, I think he will.
Oh yeah.
I think LeBron's going to hold on. Just
you're right. It's the Lakers, their history. Like, it's the whole Kobe Bryant. You see that clip going around. It's like, we don't hang division banners in LA. But it's one thing Kenny was talking about last week. It's the NBA is trying to make this matter, and the players played hard during it, and that's something you don't always see in November, December.
Yeah.
So it worked.
No, you don't.
So it worked.
Yeah, and it's a bonus. I think it's like $500,000 per player and coach. They added the coach part late.
Just the head coach, or
no? I think the whole coaching staff.
The trainer?
No, come on, man. I'm pretty sure. Back in the day, whenever we made the playoffs, if we made the playoffs, which I made a couple times,
I know you did.
I gave some of mine to the equipment guy, like you just said.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, because that's one of the things I would do.
I mean, you know who takes care of you?
Oh yeah, like you. That's why I'm on this show right now. You kidding me? Thank you, JJ, too.
Right, but to his point, like if it was the Orlando Magic, they don't have any banners. All right, put a banner up. Like, do you put it in the same? Like, where'd they even put it?
Yeah, the banner that with the part of the banner that says Shaq. He's probably the only one that has a banner in there. Remember back in the day?
Yeah, but did they win? Yeah, they did win.
They didn't win the championship.
Lost. They lost.
Yeah, they lost.
Him and Penny.
Nick Anderson. He couldn't hit a free throw.
Yeah,
that's my boy, too.
I remember that, too. All right. How'd the Clippers win 7 in a row?
Man, the big four. Huh? I don't think it matters besides James Harden having the ball in his hands. Outside of that, I think PG-13 can get in where he fits in because he's going to get points anyway. It's the NBA. It just happens because of the rotation with the pick and roll, and it's to its advantage. I know I keep saying pick and roll, but that's the advantage of playing in the NBA. You always got to take advantage of those opportunities.
And Kawhi Leonard has played every game this season.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Kawhi, and you look at his last 6 games, just quit 41, 34, 31, 27, 36, 28.
Yeah.
And he's like reminding you of, I am still one of those guys.
Yeah, he still is.
Yeah.
But Popovich was the one that got him started. Mm-hmm. And he created that killer. And now I feel like he's a guy that's obviously won a championship with the Raptors, but the way the Clippers are playing right now, and Westbrook is taking a back seat, I think it's a great opportunity for the big
He's
four.
in the right spot, isn't he? He finally found.
Now he is. Because he doesn't have to be that guy anymore, and it takes the pressure off, and James Harden is more than willing to take on that
Is
pressure.
it wrong that I felt bad for him with the Lakers? I felt that he was a scapegoat. I felt that he was put in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
I thought that he was made a scapegoat for what they weren't doing well, and I got it when they weren't put together right. They weren't constructed right. He didn't fit with that group, and it's good to see that. I feel like he's found a place that he belongs down the hall, and he's playing well.
You got to keep in mind it's always the coaching situation and the plays they run. Like you said, him not being in the right places, I don't think it was just the right fit. Because he was supposed to be that second, third guy. Now he's like the fourth guy.
All right, so let's go back. Is that a coaching thing in that situation? Was that LeBron? Was that who was the coach at that point? It was before Darvin Ham. It was Frank Vogel, right? Right. So
yeah,
who do you
was Frank Vogel?
But that's LeBron's team, right?
Obviously, it is.
So
and he has say so.
Of course he does.
But it comes down to feeling comfortable. And Westbrook obviously is a guy that needs to feel comfortable, and he's used to having the ball in his hands.
Darvin was there last year.
Was he there last year?
Yeah, he was there last year. Yeah, he was. So, but it was both of them. It was because it carried.
Well, and I think too, it get to a point where for Russell Westbrook to accept that he's not going to be in the starting lineup.
That's fine. It shouldn't matter right now at this point. This is a man that still makes his money.
Wasn't MVP.
And he's an all-star and was an MVP. Now, it's hard because people don't realize, like, my last 3 years I didn't play. You got to transition into that. And then you don't know what's going to happen. He's lucky that he's still in.
How hard is that to accept, right? You were a dude who played. You were a first-round draft pick. You were a guy who was in the starting lineup for the first 8 years of your career.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, all right, Kenny, you're coming off the bench. You're a pro. You're proud. You probably think you're better than the dude in front of you. I mean, that's got to be hard to accept.
It's very hard, but this is where you're supposed to be a professional. You got to come in and you got to play. The late Paul Westphal tried to play me the last time I played before I was out. Came in, had about 15 rebounds and like 2 points against Stoudemire. But I came in and I played defense, and it's crazy I remember that. In Phoenix, the next thing you know, I didn't play again. Why? And that was I don't know. Never been told why.
Crazy, huh?
Hey, it's a business, and you got to realize it's a business. This is why I wish I could tell guys you got to set yourself up while you're playing. And I wish I would have created more relationships while I was playing opposed to after.
Yeah, because then it's over.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's really not over if you establish yourself with a nice brand, which is what I have done.
And you're killing it. Bradley Beal, out for 2 more weeks. Like, that was such a big get for the Phoenix Suns, but it's not a get. What's the best ability?
Availability.
Yeah. And he's been a guy that's supposed to be a part of that big three in Phoenix.
Right.
And Phoenix is playing okay, but Phoenix is still right in the mix. I think they're around that 11-12. And that between like that 6 and 12 mark in the Western Conference, it's real tight. And you got to think about the sleepers in the East. You got Indiana. I feel like Indiana's a great team, and they're in like 10th place right now with 13 wins. I would say that they're on the rise, and they're about to show some people, especially playing against the Lakers in the in-season tournament. I feel like they were the better team. But the Lakers came out and AD had 42 points, which is huge.
What's the difference?
Yeah, I think that's what was interesting about the Eastern Conference is it feels like we know the West. We've seen the young teams rise a little bit, but out East it's kind of like you see it's Boston, Milwaukee, Miami. They always win in the playoffs, but it feels like there's an opportunity for one of those teams.
Huge opportunity, and you think Milwaukee would have been higher with Dame coming in there, but the way the NBA has shifted,
the Magic have a winning record.
Oh, I totally agree. I think it's a flip of a coin right now in the East and the West. You talk about the Sacramento Kings just came in and beat the Wizards. It was like 143 to 131.
Yeah, that's something I want to talk to you about too.
Yeah,
maybe I'll get into more of it Friday. But you look at the scores of these games.
That's crazy.
There were, I think, 4 teams that scored 140 plus points over the weekend.
Yeah.
The teams dropped like 150 last night. It's insane.
Yeah. And the Clippers were one of those teams. James Harden is more at peace than he was with Philly, my old team. Shout out to the Sixers that are playing pretty good because they're in that top 3 too right now. So,
well, lastly, before we get you out of here, I want to cross over a little bit. You said something about setting yourself up, taking advantage of the time. I'm going to cross you over to football. Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito.
Oh man,
right? He was offered. He agreed. He was going to go sit there. Is $10,000 enough to sit at a local pizzeria to sign 250 autographs for 2 hours and eat pizza? Or was his agent right in demanding and changing the deal to $20,000?
Man, his agent looks like a long shark or something, right?
Yep, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy.
And he has he has the hat and the different color outfits.
Yeah, that's the dude, the leprechaun.
Man, let me tell you something right now. I've done appearances for that amount now, and I would do appearances later. And I've done it then when I was playing. Yeah. Come on, 2 hours, that's $5,000 an hour.
That's right.
Especially if they're going to give me cash.
And a slice of pizza.
Man, they better give me like 2 or 3 pizzas. I can just go give them away to friends and be like, hey, I brought you guys pizza.
From Coniglio's.
Because you're not getting any of this $10,000. So you might as well
take a slice.
Yeah.
We'll see you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Really enjoyed this, man. I'm looking forward to doing this. It is called Kicking It with Kenny.
Yes, sir.
Kenny Thomas, the former Lobo great, and it's just doing so much. I've told you this. I'm so proud of what you're doing. I'm so proud of what you're making with your brand and what you're doing in this community. And I'm proud to partner with you on this, and I'm stoked that you're in.
I appreciate that, man. More to come. I'm looking forward to this. This isn't just going to be the only year. They have me back. I'm here. Nice. Kenny Thomas NBA on social. I got a tournament coming up, boys and girls, December 28th through the 30th. Follow me. You can get all the information if you follow me.
Kenny Thomas, NBA on the socials. We'll see you Friday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys. Opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
But what
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Sucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Bootcamp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
That was my first kicking it with Kenny, my maiden voyage. Kenny's good. Kenny knows his stuff. And when he said, I'm going to tell you something right now. 10 grand to go sit and sign autographs and eat pizza. It's pretty good, huh?
Count me in.
You enjoy that?
Yes.
What do you think of it? Did you know of Kenny? Did you know much of Kenny DC before you moved here?
I was aware of him. I didn't have a full understanding of his career, but yeah, I was definitely aware of him.
He, so I when I first got here at Channel 7 back in 96, Kenny was a sophomore. And so I followed Kenny's career all the way through. And I've told you this before, and I've told this to him, to his face. I'll say it again. Kenny's grown up and matured. And we use that word so much. You know, Kenny was young. Kenny felt that he was being wronged by the NCAA, and he's probably right. He felt that he was never appreciated by Louisville fans at the time. He's probably right. And to watch him come back and appreciate and give back to this community. One of the things that there's a few things that I wish I would have seen before I was here. And one of the things that I hear about legendary are when he was at Albuquerque High his senior year, and A.J. Bramlett, the former NBA guy, the guy who won a national championship at Arizona playing for Luke Olson. A.J. played for La Cueva, And Kenny was at Albuquerque High, and I guess the games that they played against each other were legendary.
I can only imagine.
You know, I've heard so many stories about that. That's like one of the few things I wish I would have gotten here a year earlier, or 2 years earlier. All right, you can get in 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Gopher says, be careful what you ask for. Jeff, Alec wanted more quality minutes because House and Hash, I said Hash to make it funny, we're getting all the touches. Well, there hasn't been a bigger flop at Nebraska since Robert Montgomery Newcomb. Wow, dude. Josiah's getting 6.5 points in 23 minutes a game. I'm going to guess there's bigger flops than a dude getting 6.5 points a game, and I promise you there's a bigger flop. Yeah, and I promise you there was a bigger flop. Bobby Newcomb wasn't a flop. He was a starting quarterback until he got hurt. Then he became a flanker and went to the NFL. It was hardly a flop. But whatever.
There's a lot, too, with that Alex situation. He was frustrated with the offense, but it's an entirely different offense. Now they have Donovan Dent running the show. They have a true point guard that's making things look different. And also that was like a dream of his to play at Nebraska. And he got the opportunity.
JJ, I'm going to tell you, and I'll start watching a lot more closely now. I'm not going to lie. The last few weeks have been crazy for me. But I watch. The biggest difference I've seen in Lobo basketball, and there's a few, right? And obviously with Donovan Dent becoming what he's becoming, their defense is exponentially better than last year. To me, that's the difference. Now, I want to see what happens. They open up conference play at Colorado State. January 2 at Colorado State. Colorado State right now is the best team in this league. Do you disagree with that?
I don't disagree. They are the biggest story of the Mountain West so far. Everyone is like, Carlos Oak, Isaiah Stevens, 4 or 5, maybe in that range. Maybe they could push for a little bit more than that. And then they're the best team in the league.
As of now. Now, look, that may change. San Diego State, New
least
Mexico.
Best non-conference performance so far.
Yeah, all right. However we want to put it. I mean, as of now, that's it. So they're gonna get a real test opening up at Moby. But to me, JJ, the biggest thing, and I give Richard a lot of credit on this. You know, at the end of the season, you evaluate what do we have to do to be better? And he said at the end of the season, we've got to be better defensively. And I give him a ton of credit for making this a better defensive team. Now, let's see what happens when they start playing different competition. I'm going to tell you, this team that's coming in tomorrow, this is a good test tomorrow night. UC Irvine's, don't look past UC Irvine.
UC Irvine's one of the better teams on the non-conference schedule.
Absolutely.
Aside of St. Mary's, it could actually end up being the best team they play, not just talent-wise, but metrics-wise.
Look, UC Irvine beat SC at the Galen Center by 10. They lost to San Diego State by a point at Viejas. I don't think San Diego State was winning that whole game until the very end. They're going to get challenged tomorrow night. All right, 505-246-0610. Ken, good morning. You're on The Sports Animal. Hi, Ken.
Hello, good morning, guys. Two things real quick. First, I think the biggest difference in Lobo basketball this year to last year is the depth. And if you have quality depth, then you can play better defense.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can rotate guards in and out, place a full court, and it's not just depth; it's quality depth. And Javonte Johnson was a starter last year, and he's hardly getting a lot of minutes at Colorado State. I think he had 13 against a D2 school, Colorado Pueblo, I think it was, yesterday. So that was his biggest product minutes go for Colorado State all year. So that just kind of shows you that we were kind of playing, with not a lot of quality depth. And I did go back and look at the video and the bowl game, and when I mentioned that the Lobo sticker, it looked like it was peeled, and it's in 12:05, second quarter,
Yeah, I got that.
right after Fresno State fumbled the ball. At 12:05, ESPN was mentioning the heated rivalry, and they showed that logo sticker, and it looked like either it was weathered or that it looked like it was peeled.
Yeah,
Like
I
somebody
asked
peeled it.
about that. It sounds like it's a nothing burger. It sounds like it was weathered and it wasn't defaced in any matter. I did look into
So
it.
that's interesting. Why would ESPN
Yeah, I don't know.
show that logo out of
I don't
all
even know
the
where.
logos?
I don't even know where that logo
What
was.
doesn't it back up what they were saying though? A
What?
heated rivalry.
Yeah, I mean that might be why.
Yeah, I said a heated rivalry. Why would they show a logo that looked like it was either peeled or it was weathering, or that logo just did not look good? Of all the logos in that stadium, you're going to show one that looks like it potentially, and I say potentially, looked like it might have been peeled after mentioning of the heated rivalry between the two institutions. I just thought it was really interesting. Did you guys actually see that at the 12:05 second
No,
quarter?
somebody sent me that, and I meant to look at it last night. I was sent the time. I made an ask about it, and that's what I was told. But I'll go back and look at it today. I did get that same timestamp, 12:00 something second quarter. Yeah.
I mean, that would be an interesting phone call to the university, right? A little bit of investigative reporting. What is up with that logo? Is that a nothing burger, or is it something that ESPN actually knew about and showed that in reference to the heated rivalry?
Hey, Ken, let me ask you a question. With all due respect, what if they peeled the logo? Should we blow this into a huge thing? Is that what it should be? I mean, I'm just asking.
Is this a huge thing with Coach Keel talking about the way he talked about?
Yeah, it turned into one. It turned
a huge
into
thing that he peed on the logo at the indoor facility? Is it a huge thing that they asked them to practice at Milne Stadium, a high school? Is this a continuation of a bigger, huge thing, or is this an isolated incident? It is not an isolated incident. This is not something that it's a nothing burger and we're creating drama out of nothing. The drama was created between UNM and New Mexico State, not by the fans.
All right, Ken, I will find. I will go into Stickergate, and I will find if the sticker was weathered. I was told it was weathered.
And believe me, if you don't want to, it's not a big deal. If you don't want to, I'm just
for
saying.
you, I will do it.
It's just a conversation. It's just a conversation added to the other conversations that we've been having.
Okay. All right. No, I got it, Ken.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it. It's a conversation that, I mean, one person, the Ken's the only one. I did, Ryan looked it up, found what he was looking for, sent me the timestamp. I asked about it. I was told it was weathered. I'll investigate. I got nothing else to do today, so I'll investigate. Do you know where the sticker was?
No, I was at the game.
Yeah,
I haven't watched
I'll go back
it
and
yet.
look at it.
That could also just be ESPN feeding into the narrative a little bit. They're like, oh, look, this is spicy. The starting quarterback of one of the teams peed on the logo. Here's a messed up logo.
This is where we just don't want this thing to calm down, right? Oh my goodness, there's a sticker that looks like it could be peeled off.
Now, if it was peeled off by New Mexico State, that's what Ken is getting at. Is
I got it.
Really, like, why would we be there? To me, it feels more like they were just putting some lighter fluid on the story.
Yeah. Robert, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Robert.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I just had a few comments. I had some visitors come in from out of state to attend the bowl game, and they had nothing but negative comments. Part of the problem was it took them forever to get into the stadium. Apparently, they got in after the first quarter. The lines were backed up, and once they got in, the concessions stands were backed up so far that people didn't even want to get in line. Just wondering what your comments are on this.
What do you want me to say, Robert?
Well, I just wonder, you've been at this for so many years. Seems like you would have all these things ironed out. It's pretty embarrassing. It makes our whole
Robert,
look bad.
I'll make a comment. It makes our whole state look bad. Robert, I've addressed every one of those emails that I've gotten, and I've addressed it with the university. There's a lot of people, so there's going to be lines. Like you're going to have to stand in line. But hold on, and I'll let you go. We rent the facility from UNM, right? I can't. It's an older stadium. I don't run the concessions. We work with UNM on security, on getting people in, on the concessions. We worked with Levy to get people. There's limited outlets as far as food, and so we anticipated a larger crowd. And I did work with we leased the stadium from the university, and so we worked with them. And I understand that there were lines, and I feel horrible, and that's why we really encourage people to get in early.
And I don't blame it all on you, and you're exactly right. That was my next point. I think it's time to tear down that stadium and start over. I mean, everything, even the steps are like, I've never seen a stadium where the steps are like 16 inches in height. It's like you have to climb Mount Everest just to get to the top of the stadium. It's just antiquated, and I think it's time.
I've been singing that song for a long time, Robert. It's
I know,
time.
And it's not your fault.
Yeah.
I know you try your best, but
yeah.
I think our entire state needs to come together and try to update some of our facilities. And I mean, it's just embarrassing, and that's why people don't go to games. That's why people, anytime there's a need for a new stadium or a new ballpark, whatever it might be, the people here in New Mexico don't want anything to do with it, yet they complain about the facilities. So, again, it's not all your fault. I know you do your best, but gosh, it seems like some of these. And I went to a game. The reason I don't go to those bowl games anymore, and again, I don't want to blame you for this, but this was back when Nevada was playing. I stood in line. I had a friend that had cancer. He wanted a hot dog. And I stood in line for almost the whole entire first half to get him a hot dog. And, I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
No,
it's like my brother said, he's gone to games
Hey, Robert,
there in Notre Dame, and he didn't have problems like this with 80,000 people.
And let's do
But
this,
again,
Robert. Let's do this off the air and you and I can. You're welcome to call me. I can't make this radio show about that, and I'm happy to have this conversation with you, and I appreciate it. And please do call me because I'll walk you through the whole thing.
I appreciate what you do, though. Don't take it personally.
I
It's
don't.
not
I
your
don't. I
fault.
just can't. I can't. Yeah. No. I just don't want to hijack this radio show about that. This is why I've been telling you about facilities for how long. And I'm happy to take all those calls at the office and send me an email, and I will address all of those. And I'm not looking to throw UNM under the bus. Obviously, there's so much we can do. There's so much they're trying, and we did work on this. But I just can't turn this whole radio show into I stood in line trying to get a hot dog. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer.
Rosendo Nahad here, president of Carpenters Local 1319.
Juan Junior Gonzalez, warden of Local 1319. Some people have a misconception about what a carpenter does.
The carpentry trade entails more than just woodworking or building houses. We are responsible for 85% of a construction job site. Everything from the superintendent on down. We have a great apprenticeship program. Information can be found on our website.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great race, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
With Pride, that they waited 3 to 4 hours in line at out and in chicken because it's really cool. You're not wrong. New chicken place open. I waited 4 hours to get these tenders. Right? I'm not saying it's right, man. It's not. And we really tried to get in front of it. And like JJ, you said, Tilly had no problem getting pizza, and there was no line. I guess it's where you're going and how we're doing it. And I don't. But we did try to get in front of this. Everybody tries to get in at the last minute, but there's crowds. It's imperfect, and we are working on it with UNM. So, I mean, we did anticipate it and saw it coming. CJ, good morning.
Hey, good morning. So, I finally think I get this has finally become, to me, a real rivalry. I think for the longest time, New Mexico State has felt that way. But I don't really think New Mexico has really felt it as this heated rivalry, as everyone's calling it now. But think about it. Texas and Texas A&M, Texas and Oklahoma. Imagine the things they do, or they do. It's not imagine. Alabama, Auburn, Michigan, Ohio State. Those are heated rivalries. I finally feel like maybe this is a heated rivalry. That's all.
All right. Thank you, CJ. I think it's heated. Yeah, it is. Whatever it is. Whatever heated means, wherever it goes. Yeah, I think it's heated. They swept you in basketball, you beat them, and they beat you in football. I mean, whichever side you're on, right? Whichever side of this whole thing on. All right. What do I got to know going through my day? What's my bowl game today? The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. That's Marshall and UTSA. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Marshall on this one.
All right, I got UTSA. Who you got?
UTSA.
UT.
They'll have a new center next year.
Who will?
UTSA.
Who they get?
CJ James.
Is that where he ended up going?
Center.
Is that where he decided?
Yep.
And I saw on the social media that he was getting offers from everywhere. I didn't realize that he had committed. All right, well, good for him, I imagine.
So let me ask you this, actually.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that they lost their whole offensive line. Did I hear that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So how do you replace that?
Transfer portal.
I mean,
that's all you can do.
And okay, so
and hopefully you had a few guys that are here that are ready to step in and play, right? I mean, hopefully there's some development, right?
Where does NIL come into this?
Everywhere.
So through the transfer portal, you can theoretically use NIL as well. Do I understand that correctly?
Of course. Yeah, no, I think that's a big part of the transfer portal is, and again, I don't know that I know. I mean, theoretically, you're not supposed to use it as a recruiting tool, right? But a guy's saying, "What am I getting?"
10% of recruiting tool.
Well, but the collective is supposed to be separate of the university.
It's not.
Isn't that how it's supposed to? That's my point.
But the coaches say, "Oh, go talk to them."
Right.
Oh, who's our collective? Oh, just Google search this.
Yeah. And here's what you're going to go get. Yeah, because they're all going, what am I getting?
Mm-hmm. So what would a Mountain West lineman get NIL?
I don't know the number. I honestly don't know the number.
Depends on what your kind of money your collective has.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to guess it might be different at San Diego State than it is at Nevada. Right? Or Boise State than it is at Hawaii. Yeah, I don't know what the number is. But yeah, this is just going to be college football. I mean, everybody's dealing with it now. Look, Texas's quarterback, their number 2 quarterback who played a lot this season, is in the portal. Arch Manning's their backup quarterback as they go into college football playoff. That's why there's such a controversy as to when the portal opens in regards to the postseason. But there's nowhere really to go because if the new semester starts January 8th, 15th, whatever, student athletes have to be enrolled in school at their new school moving forward. Yeah, there's no easy answer to this. Kenny Thomas was here. It was Kicking with Kenny. Thanks to him. Thanks for all your phone calls today. How did that rim out? Dang it. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4. You guys will come back and do it again tomorrow morning starting at, let's say 7 in the morning?
Let's do it.
DC, great work. Adrian looks really good on the TV side. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention.